Picture a civilization or a society. Now, what do you see? You might see buildings and people and food and even technology. What you don't see is the foundation of it, education. Now, education has been with us since before the agricultural revolution, and we've seen it in many different ways. We've seen it through oral history, through literacy. But one thing is certain: education shapes our society, and it shapes how our society develops. Take the demographic transition model, for example. Without education, we would never have the innovative ability to create new advanced medicines and new methods of production in order to advance into even stage 2. Now, here in the United States, we're lucky. We have free government-provided education. Now, a person in the Democratic Republic of the Congo would not be afforded this, would not get this opportunity. In the Democratic Republic of the Congo, there is no free education. Everything has to be paid for, and most families can't afford that. And so the DRC has one of the highest literacy rates in the world. Due to globalization and space-time compression, we are far more connected. And the bureaucracy of the education system has never been larger. And as a result of this, many places most places in fact have standardized education. And as a result, many students just can't keep up with the things that are being taught. Education is also closely linked to culture, especially folk culture. In most folk cultures, education isn't even synonymous with culture. Education allows you to learn your history, your religion, your language, everything that keeps you interconnected. Education mainly differs between pop culture and folk culture because pop culture is possibilistic while folk culture is deterministic. And so education in pop culture deals with more universal themes, while folk culture deals with the immediate environment and the society in which you live. The idea that all cultures in society are equal and the same is the same as saying that all students are equal and the same, when in fact, all of these places and all of these societies and ethnicities have different strengths and weaknesses, and they require different things. If you're living in a region of the world with no plants and no flora of any type, then agriculture just might not be your thing. And that is why education systems should be more individualistic and should treat people by their strengths instead of just going by an overall curriculum. Now, I had the pleasure of interviewing my uncle, who is a teacher up in Baker Lake, Nunavut, a small town in the Arctic Circle that was originally a trading post built by the Hudson Bay Company in 1914. It has a population of a little over 2,000, and it has a singular high school. Baker Lake has no paved roads, and the only way to get in is by taking a plane from Winnipeg, Manitoba. I interviewed him to get a better understanding of what it's like to teach in a remote folk culture environment.
Yeah, I think it's really important for students to be learning things that they find interesting to themselves. We follow here in Nunavut, unfortunately, we're following the Alberta curriculum. And the Alberta curriculum, is designed for students in Alberta. It is not designed for students who live in the north. And so, for example, there's a lot of, you do readings about trees and forests and gardening. And this is not something that students here can relate to in any way, shape, or form. There are no cases of COVID-19 here at this point. There are no cases of it, and yet we are still in Canada, and we're still living in a country that is affected by it. Mm-hmm. But we're living in this kind of bubble. Nobody here is wearing any masks. We have lots of toilet paper. We're okay in food departments, and the only thing we're not. The arena's not open. The school's not open. The daycare's not open. The gold mine that is right near our community isn't open. So we've got a lot of people in the community right now who are just kind of like not really. We're in a bubble. I think we should be bringing more elders into the classroom. I think we should have the students more on the land, learning from elders. I think they should be learning in their language. I think primarily the studies should be done in Inuktitut. And I think as Southerners should be using Inuktitut more. We should be trained in Inuktitut. We should be using Inuktitut whenever we can. Our education model that we're using is very limited, and it's very frustrating for me because this is the model I'm trained in. This is the model that I'm supposed to be pushing on the students.
We can make a difference. This is not about international struggle or crisis or even a global pandemic. This is about children. This is about our future. Education is about inspiration and understanding the beauty of our own lives. And we need to appreciate that, and we need to help inspire others. People say that we're all humans and we're all the same, but that's just not true. We're different. We're very different. And we have to embrace that.